In this video, I'm going to give you a quick fire rundown of the very best music marketing hacks. If you can implement even just 4 of these, I can almost guarantee that your monthly listeners will grow, your follower count will increase, and your motivation will skyrocket, all helping you to move closer to making a living doing what you love, making music. And make sure you stick around to the end, where I'll share what I think is the very best music marketing hack that every artist should use to grow their brand. But first, who am I, and why should you listen? I'm a professional producer, songwriter, and artist. Over the past year and a half, I've grown our artist project from absolutely nothing to millions of streams, hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners, and countless official Spotify editorial playlist placements across multiple countries, including landing the cover and top spot on New Music Friday. We've had charting songs, both independently and signed, and I've sat in the driver's seat for every part of our journey, working directly and behind the scenes in meetings at the very top of the industry, such as with Universal Music, Warner Music, Spotify, and so on. Through all of that, I've learned what actually works and what doesn't. And the best part? 6 of these hacks won't cost you a single penny to do. But before we dive in, just one quick ask. These videos take a lot of time to write, record, and edit, and I do everything by myself. So if you find value in these, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see next, or how these videos have helped you out. Reading those comments really gives me motivation to keep making more and more videos, and hopefully help to give you the best chance of your music succeeding and getting out there in the world. Now, let's get into it. Hack 1. Copy viral TikTok templates. I get it. You just want to focus on the music, not crank out content every single day. But the truth is, in today's world, if you're not posting on social media, you're going to get beaten by an artist who is. The good news, though, is that creating content which actually gets views and shares doesn't have to be hard. Instead of stressing about new ideas, look at the music TikToks which pop up on your feed. Then copy the format, adding your own twist. This way, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're using a proven formula which makes it faster to create and way easier to stay consistent. The beauty of this is simple. Viral content is already proven to work. Your first post might not blow up, maybe not even your second. But if you keep piggybacking off of successful templates, something will eventually stick. One of my favourite formats is the transition hook, used brilliantly by UK rapper DC3. The idea is to start with a rough-looking organic clip, something that looks like a quick Snapchat recording, with intriguing text on the screen to make people stop scrolling. Then, you hit them with a smooth transition into your song, paired with a high-quality recording in the same setting. Check it out.
Nah, what is this?
Snakes lately been in a girl, so I'm moving it. My hand towards the
It's a super simple trick, but it grabs people's attention. It keeps them watching. Try it out. Hack 2. Finish now, post later. This applies to both content and songs. We all know how it is. Motivation to make content comes and goes, and most of the time, it's gone. That's why consistency is such a struggle for artists. The solution is to get ahead of yourself. When motivation does strike, don't just make one video. Make as many as you can. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for quantity. Now, let's say you make 14 videos in one creative burst. Don't burn them all out in a single day. Instead, schedule 1 per day for the next 2 weeks. I know it's hard, and that the natural urge is to get excited and post. But by being patient and scheduling, you've now secured consistency without having to constantly be creative on demand, meaning you can focus on doing what you actually love, making music. But it's not just social media. This principle applies to songs too. Spotify's algorithm favors artists who release consistently, ideally every 4 to 6 weeks. So, instead of dropping that new track the second it's finished, try and hold back. Build a catalogue of finished songs, say 4 tracks, and schedule them to be released every 6 weeks. If you do that, that's almost half a year of releases lined up, giving you breathing room to write your next batch of releases without pressure. Work smarter, not harder, and let the algorithm see that you're consistent and reliable. This brings us on to the next hack. Pitching to Spotify. We all know landing a spot on Spotify editorial playlists is one of the fastest ways to grow your fan base and your career. I've actually made a full video on how to write the perfect Spotify pitch, which I'll leave linked in the description below. But here's the key point. If you follow the finish now, post later strategy, you'll have both consistent social media content and multiple songs scheduled for release. This instantly makes your pitch stronger. Instead of just saying, I've got a new single, you can show real momentum, thousands of views on TikTok, steady content, and a release plan that shows you're serious. Spotify loves supporting artists who are consistent and are actively driving users to their platform. So when your pitch shows both consistent content and consistent releases, you instantly stand out and will be much more likely to get a placement in an official Spotify playlist. Hack 4. Appeal to opinion. When I worked in social media marketing for one of the biggest tech companies in the world, I learned that two of the biggest factors behind going viral are shares and comments. And it makes sense, right? Platforms want people glued to their app. If your video is getting shared and sparking conversations, the algorithm's going to push it. So how do you make people share? You tap into human psychology with what I call appealing to opinion. This isn't about being controversial or attracting hate. It's about sparking fun debates. If you share an opinion that people already have strong feelings about, you'll instantly invite comments and shares. For example, say you're an artist in New York City. You could perform your song outside Joe's Pizza with a slice in hand and caption the video, "Hot take, Joe's Pizza is the best pizza in the city." Instantly, people are going to agree, disagree, tag their friends, or share it around. And all the while, they're being introduced to your music. This is just one example, but you can apply it to almost anything. In fact, it often works best when you focus locally, because you'll have insider knowledge of the debates and opinions that get people talking in your area. But the principle is always the same. Choose topics that are popular, harmless, and emotional enough to spark conversation. Do that, and you've essentially hacked the algorithm into sharing your music for you. Hack 5. If you're going to do ads, do them on TikTok. From my time in social media marketing, one thing became clear. If you're running paid ads, TikTok is where you'll get the most bang for your buck. The reach you get on TikTok, compared to Instagram or Facebook, isn't even close. For the exact same spend, TikTok ads can reach up to 10 or 20 times more people. So, if you want your budget to stretch as far as possible, TikTok is the place to be. That said, I don't actually recommend relying heavily on ads. These days, you can still grow massively without having to spend a single penny. But if you do choose to run them, make sure you set them up as TikTok Spark ads. This way, instead of your ad being a random sponsored post, it boosts your actual video, meaning all the views and engagement that you've paid for remain on your actual content. I'm not going to go into detail here, because there's already tons of content on how to run TikTok Spark ads out there. But just know this, if you're going to spend money, that's the smartest way to do it. Simply put, if you're going to pay for ads, skip Facebook, skip Instagram, and put your money into TikTok. Hack 6. Get weird with it. Earlier, I talked about copying viral templates, and that's a great way to stay consistent. But if you're the creative type who loves coming up with their own ideas, remember this, get weird with it. We live in an attention economy. If you can stop someone from scrolling in the first 2 seconds, TikTok's going to push your video. The problem is, with over 30 million videos uploaded to TikTok every single day, you need to stand out. But what exactly do I mean by get weird with it? Well, imagine you're doom scrolling and you see 2 videos. One of a guy playing his new song in his bedroom, and another of a guy playing his new song hanging upside down on a pull-up bar. Which one's more likely to make you stop scrolling? Exactly. Those first 2 seconds are everything. If you can surprise someone enough to break their scrolling pattern, you instantly boost your chances of going viral. And with it, get your music in front of way more people. Hack 7. Influencer marketing. This is another paid option. Definitely not something you have to do, but it's no secret that every major artist out there uses it. Influencer marketing is simple. You pay content creators to feature your song in their video. Here's the secret though. It doesn't have to cost a fortune. When people think of influencer marketing, they think of Mr. Beast or PewDiePie charging millions. But there's a whole segment called micro-influencers, small creators with engaged audiences, that even major artists and brands use to great effect. You could Google micro-influencer agencies and work with one of those, but they'll take a cut and make it more expensive than it has to be. Instead, if you're willing to put in the time, reach out directly on TikTok. Target micro-influencers with 10,000 followers or less, and offer them $5 to $50 to feature your song in a video. Focus on creators who get engaged comments rather than just views. Views can be faked. With a $500 budget, at $5 a video, you could have 100 creators sharing your music, and well, who knows where it could go from there. And finally, the most powerful music marketing hack to grow yourself as an artist. Collaboration. I'm not just talking social media collabs, I mean on songs. It's simple math. If artist 1 has 200 monthly listeners, and artist 2 has 200 monthly listeners, together, you have 400. When both artists are labeled as main artists on the song, it appears on both of their Spotify pages, hits both fan bases' release radars, and doubles the social media reach as you both promote the work. All of that drives streams and builds your audience. The real magic happens over time. Let's say you have 1,000 monthly listeners, and you collaborate with someone with 1,500. If half of their listeners start following you, You now have 1,750. Do it again and again with slightly bigger artists than you each time, and the growth compounds fast. In fact, just do this 7 more times, and you can grow your monthly listener count to over 125,000 without spending anything. For best results, collaborate with artists in similar genres. Their fans are more likely to become yours. But don't be afraid to experiment. To find other artists at your level, check which songs appear alongside yours in Spotify playlists. Reach out via Instagram DM, email, or even better, if you're local, suggest a studio session together. Collaboration is a multiplier. The bigger your network grows, the faster your audience grows too. So, there we have it. The top music marketing hacks every artist should know. If you made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. That alone shows that you're serious about growing your fan base, which already puts you ahead of most artists. So, congrats. I'd love it if you left a comment with the city you're from and the month you were born in. That way, I can see who actually made it this far, and we can confuse those who didn't. You're the type of artist I want to build a community here on this channel with. Let's get in touch down below. Till next time.